Welcome back to News Across Nigeria. Our next two stories occur in Rivers State. But before we continue, we'd like to remind you that all our top stories are on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Do visit m.channelstv.com to see us live on your mobile and all the other devices. We'd also like to encourage you to use the Eyewitness feature in the Channels TV app. If you have pictures or videos you'd like to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. Now, the Rivers State Police Command says it has foiled a suspected robbery attack on Psychiatric Road, Romola axis in PortHarcourt, the Rivers State capital. The Commissioner of Police in the state, CP Musa Kimo, told journalists at the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, Unit Ropuku, that the suspects were sighted in a stolen car that was reportedly snatched at gunpoint 4 days ago and were trailed by men of the squad before a gun battle ensued between the police and the armed suspects. According to him, arms, ammunition, explosives, and native charms were recovered from the operation.
Following an information that a Toyota Venza snatched at gunpoint some days ago was sighted along Psychiatric Road, Rumibo, PortHarcourt, by the owner. He saw the hoodlums in the vehicle and identified the vehicle. They were driving in a dangerous and suspicious manner. He now put a call to the police immediately, and the police swung into action. At the end of the day, one of the hoodlums was fatally wounded. One Toyota Venza vehicle was recovered. One Toyota Camry vehicle was equally recovered. Two Luxus Jeeps were equally recovered. One AK-47 was recovered with 270 live ammunition. In our quest to rid this state of criminal activities, we are not relenting.
From security to the oil and gas sector, but staying in Rivers State, the PortHarcourt Refining Company is currently running at about 62% capacity, producing an average of about 3 to 5 million liters of premium motor spirit a day. These were the findings when Channels Television visited the facility during a meeting of the General Executive Council of Pengassin and the management of the Petroleum Refining Company in Alisa Eleme in Rivers State. In this report, the managing director of the company told our correspondent Emmanuel Reyi that the shortfall in the supply of crude to the refinery remains the major challenge for now as regards meeting its production quota.
Long queues at filling stations has become a common sight these days. It's permanent in PortHarcourt, Rivers State capital, as vehicles line up waiting for the fuel stations to begin selling, and this has contributed to heavy traffic on the roads. Though it may be a bad time for motorists, the reverse is the case for hawkers who have continued to make hay. This lingering fuel crisis has prompted members of Pengassin to visit the PortHarcourt Refinery in Alisa Eleme to seek answers. The managing director of the refinery explains to them that the situation can be fixed.
With a collective will and with a collective strong voice such as you are delivering, we can get these assets all going. A refinery is nothing without FCC, but it's nothing without crude. We all know that.
With a capacity of 62%, the refinery currently produces an average of 3 to 5 million liters of premium motor spirit. One wonders why the market is yet to recover from the fuel crisis given the volume of production.
I don't know why the market is not responding to that. We've been sending out trucks in the hundreds. PPMC, I know that for sure. I've been sending out trucks in the hundreds. but I'm still surprised that we haven't come over that hurdle. But I'm sure it's a matter of time. If we keep, as I know we will, producing the way we're producing, the place will be awash with the products, and then you have nowhere to store it.
Another assurance is given to residents that their sufferings will soon end.
Currently, PPMC Port Harcourt is massively loading out PMS to the whole federation because the refinery is refining properly and giving us adequate volume to massively load out to the public. And in a short while, the scarcity, we hope it will be over.
The PPMC has made it point of duty that we, the major marketers and the NNPC filling stations, has to supply products to all our filling stations to enable the scarcity go low, because people have been suffering. And we believe in 2 weeks' time that everything will subside.
But they think something should be done to ensure availability of products.
What we are producing today is as a result of the small amount of crude oil that we have. Anytime this crude is not available, the production will come down, and that means the availability would stop. So our own is that we are pressing on federal government to ensure that this crude is supplied to our refineries.
If this continues unhindered, then the markets will begin to experience the flooding of petrol in the coming days, and scarcity will become a thing of the past. Emmanuel Ere, Channels Television News.
Elsewhere, a hearing in the trial of the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, continues at the Code of Conduct Tribunal today. The prosecution witness tendered the Senate President's asset declaration form for the year 2011 as an exhibit at the resumption of the trial yesterday, with the Defense Counsel reserving its objections to a later date. When shown its exhibit, the witness said he never interviewed the Accountant General of Kwara State on any missing funds as reported by the petitioner. According to him, the aspect he handled did not necessitate calling the Accountant General for questioning. The Zonal Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, RS5 Command, Assistant Corps Marshal Shehu Zaki, has described the route violation as one of the heaviest traffic offences on the road. Mr. Zaki spoke to Channels Television during a special operation by the command to apprehend traffic offenders at the Aduwawa axis of the Benin-Auchi Road in Edo State. He says the exercise is to check the excesses of some motorists who deliberately drive against traffic at the expense of other road users.
This is the Aduwawa axis of the Benin-Auchi Road in Benin City, the state capital. A route notorious for route violation by many motorists. Officers of the Federal Road Safety Corps RS5 Command decide on this special checkpoint to curb the menace of driving against traffic, among other wrongdoings of motorists on the road. Zonal Commander of FRSC RS5 Command, Shehu Zaki, arrives the scene to join in the activities. He explains that route violation ranks among the worst traffic offences.
For quite some time, drivers had been driving against the traffic, especially along this stretch of road. And we want to put a stop to it. And that is the more reason why we decided to come out en masse with more vehicles to come and deal with the problem. Let the offenders know that Federal Road Safety Corps has not turned away her face away from this kind of problem. And we have considered route violation as one of the most dangerous offenses that can be committed by drivers, because this will result to head-on collision most times. And because of this, we must fight against it. And it is very common along this road. And that is the reason why we are doing this. The roads are terribly bad. Agreed, they are terribly bad. But you cannot combine the issue of safety with convenience. You cannot say because the road is bad, I'm going to drive against the traffic.
Mr. Zaki insists that the FRS's mandate is to correct drivers and ensure safety on the road.
The whole essence is for us to make sure that they don't commit the offense again. And that is the reason why we are not only giving them penalties to go and pay fines. In some cases, we warn them and allow them to go. But the most important thing is that they should not commit the offense again.
The FRSC RS5 Command once again emphasizes the need for traffic rules and regulations to be obeyed at all times.
Let's bring you some news from Kwara State now. The Independent National Electoral Commission has fixed May the 21st for the by-election into the Kwara State House of Assembly seat in Okero local government following the death of the former member who died 2 months ago. The political parties and the security agents pledged to ensure free, fair and credible elections. The umpire also promised not to be biased in the conduct of the election.
All of us must say no to violence. We must say no to hate speeches. Nobody should take money or arms from anybody in order to fight against his or our brother. So as much as possible, we must make sure we run away from violence.
Agree to the key players. We are getting the details you require. To remind you that you should play the game according to the rule. And where we need to play any role, you know it very well. You should quickly alert us in time.
You're watching news across Nigeria. Stay with us. Coming up, you'll hear all about the task force for sanitation in Abia State that has just been inaugurated.